Alright, hey guys, Rushton here. I'm here to make another Rathma Sin, Tier 2 Rathma Sin video. I was just coughing a bunch in the other one. It wasn't my best video, so I want to make another one. Anyways, let's look over the gear real quick before we get in there. Your best in slot main hand would be a rare or crafted Warfist Ethereal for Blade Sin. Huge ED, skills, deadly strike is what you want. Biz Helm is Ndariel's triple jawed. Anything that's similar to this with max res, 75 PLR, all res, assassin skills, or trap skills is Biz for the amulet. Plague. This gives you this level 17 cleansing aura gives you 57, I believe it's 57% PLR from the cleansing aura, which is huge in Rathma. As well as like curse res and all sorts of cleansings. Cleansing's really strong in Rathma. And the armor would be something like this: enhanced damage, life. 75 PLR is a must. If you can get something similar to this, then you're doing pretty good. You just want all jaws in it. Deadly Strike Grave Palms to hit your max break point on Deadly Strike. I have... This is glitched because of the claws. There it goes, 75. 75 Deadly Strike for my cap. You want a Nature's with Attack Rating Slam if you can get it. If not, Attack Rating Slam, Life, Vitality, Strength, anything that adds more life or is great outside of Attack Rating. All res, however you can make it work. Belt, you want a rare belt. You do not need PLR in this belt because of the Plague. As long as you have 75 here, 75 here, then the Plague will take care of the rest, so you do not need PLR in the belt on this build. So it's better to get Strength and Life, Res. We don't need the Poison Res. The only two reses you really need on this build for Rathma is Fire and Cold Res. You just need to stack Fire and Cold Res because Lightning Res does not matter in there. You could have negative Lightning Res and you'd be fine. And you have so much damn Poison Res because of Ndariel's that it's just irrelevant. So you just stack Fire and Cold, and you're good. And as you can see, that's like all of my small charms are just Fire and Cold res, and obviously some all res there. Water Walks are your Biz boots with a max Cold Slam. For your ring, you want Raven. The CBF, Dexterity, Attack Rating, Cold Absorb. It's really good for the fight. Swap. CTA with the Lidless. My charms. You just want a big Vita and Annihilus. Big Bossing Vitality Annihilus. Obviously Sin Torch. You want 3 Trap Lifers. You want 2 faster hit recovery Trap Lifers. And you want 4 all res Grand Charms with life if you can get it. And all the small charms will be, if you can get it, stacked Fire and Cold res small charms. All res is fine too, obviously. And yeah, that's the deal. So let's hop in here. We'll start a new game so we can reset the timer. Crap, I wanted to look at the skills too. Skills, you max Blade Sentinel, Blade Shield, Blade Fury, that's just all the synergies for Blade Sentinel. You want to max Claw and Dagger Mastery. You want 1 point into Burst of Speed, at least. Weapon Block, you kind of put points into it until it starts to get diminishing returns. Usually it's around 49%, because I will get 50 with a BO. 50% now, so that's what you want. Put points until you get 49, and then it says you'll get 50 next level, and then you BO and you get 50%. This is really what makes this build super strong, on top of the functionality of Blade Sentinel. Just the way the skill works, it does damage while you run around, so you can dodge everything while it does damage for you. That's why this build is so strong for Rathma and Declone. It's the functionality of Blade Sentinel and Weapon Block. Parry is super strong, arguably overpowered. Burst of speed, I'm trying to figure out how many points I put in. Okay, it looks like I've got 3 points into burst of speed. I don't think it really matters in there, as long as you have a negative 30 claw on your offhand. You need that IAS. Negative 30 IAS claw plus burst of speed, and you get IAS from your helm, and it slows down your break. When you get decrepified, your breakpoints get slowed like 1 breakpoint, I think, but it's not terrible. We can check in there once we get in there. And you want 1 point into Dragonflight for sure. You need Dragonflight in there. It really helps. And that's the skills. I'll show my detail sheet again with buffs. Oak Sage, 3730 life, which is pretty insane on an assassin. Details there, details here. And our 48 breakpoint, which does drop down when you get decrepified, so just be careful when you get decrepified. Blade Sentinel does function off of attack speed, not cast speed, so keep that in mind. Alright, so we start the game one more time, then we'll get in there. Just to see you guys how fast we can do it. 3, 2, and let's go. The Oak Sage is from Nature's Peace is super strong, adds like essentially 100 life, I believe. I usually go in here, I don't need all these juvies, I usually go in here with like up until like there. It's not terribly necessary for this build. Just want a couple antidotes. You don't even have to put them on your belt. Just if you get popped by the poison. If you don't weapon block it, then you just pop an antidote real quick. Press I and pop your antidote. But you probably want at least a couple for the first fight. Okay, we're set. This is the easiest fight of all three. It used to be the hardest. When Rathma first came out, this used to be the hardest fight. I believe it was Season 4 Rathma was released. And this is, for clarity, this is Season 10. Desecration, the season that Lucian was released. This is all you do in this build, just dance around, you cast, dance, and you see with we get lower res in here, so I think I'm missing 1 cold res to hit 90. I haven't fixed that problem yet. It's not a big deal though, it's fine. I'll wait till I get lower res and show you. But from, I believe it's negative 33 res you need if you don't have any curse res. You need to overstack your resistance by 33, I believe, for Tier 2 Rathma. Tier 1 is, I think it's 28 or 27, and Tier 0 is like 24. Of course, level goes up every tier. But as you can see, we can do this first fight with just one belt of juice. It's not that big a deal. I should just keep one antidote for convenience after the second fight. So I can just pop an antidote in my 4th slot. By the way, if you didn't know, you can find vials, mirrors, unique maps, jawbones, flesh of Malik, all the world drop, puzzle box, puzzle piece, all the world drops you can find in here from these monsters. This season I did find a vial in this fight, or in this pre-fight, which was pretty cool. Okay, we're all hooked up. So these first 2 pre-fights you don't get a whole lot of experience from. The last pre-fight into the 3rd fight is where you get like most all experience comes from in this. These kind of first 2 pre-fights are pretty meh as far as experience goes. But that 3rd pre-fight is the best XP in the entire game, so if you're trying to level, it definitely helps. I'm level 96, and I have done maybe 1 map in this character. I just get all my XP from Rathma. I believe I have 174 kills, tier 2 kills now on this character. My aura is from top 3 Barb, not Assassin. I got, did Berserk Barb. Maybe it was like 3rd week in the season. I got the top 3. I got the 3rd Barbarian tier 2 kill to get my aura. As you can see, we kind of cast, run around, cast, run around. That's how they play this build. And to kill the Void Knights easier, this is a big tip. This really helps as far as your speed. Try casting through the Void Knights, like cast past them. Don't cast on top of them, because your Blade Sentinel tends to only hit them like a tiny bit if you do that. But if you cast through them, it hits them a good bit more. And this, by the way, this little squiggly, the little cyclone squiggly line thing above your head means you cannot use travel skills. Like teleport, dragonflight, joust, any of that stuff. It stops you from teleporting if you were curious what that does. This little thing right there. I cannot dragonflight while that's on my head. The purple Void Knight is who you want to kill first, if you can. He's going to do the most damage to you, especially if you're decrepit or amplified. The purple Void Knight does physical damage, and typically Rathma builds do not stack PDR, because it doesn't really make sense to stack PDR when it only comes from a single Void Knight. You just kill him first and you're fine. Or just dodges casts. But you can see how many juvies we have left. That was tremendously easy on this build. And that's what we use that antidote for. That's why we hold on to that. Makes it easier to walk in here a little quicker. Charger Paladin does do this probably a little bit faster than Blade Sentinel. Definitely does it. If a good Charger Paladin will definitely do it faster than Blade Sentinel Sin. But Blade Sentinel Sin's way safer. Because you can dodge everything. Charge Pally has to be in Rathma's face the entire time, Mendelin's face the entire time. And you just get hit by a lot of stuff because of that. One more. Oh, there it is. Yeah. Okay, so the portals. There's 3 possible spawn places for the portals here. That's one right there. It's not there, so it's going to be in one of the other 2. The other 2 spawn locations will be top right corner or top left corner. Here it is. But you kind of dance around, try to stay off the fire if you can, avoid all bone spears if you can. It's really not that hard to dodge all the bone spears, in all honesty. So this part is the tricky part. When he does that, when Mendelin teleports in the middle and does that big Poison Nova stuff, you don't want to attack him there. You want to run around him in a circle, avoiding all the Slug Novas. And then at the very end of his phase there, you want to pop an antidote. And that's the one spot you pop an antidote every time. And if you do it correctly, you only have to pop 3 antidotes in here. I just stack a couple extra just in case I accidentally overpot. I'll show you again. Here he does it again. Teleport to the middle. He does this big poison phase. You just run in circles around him. There we go. Pop an antidote right there. After he teleports out and he's done. But you do not want to double phase him there, and the reason you want to run around in circles and not attack him is because you don't want Rathma to spawn his Void Knights while that phase is happening, because it can mess you up. It can really destroy you. There he goes again. Wait for him to finish. Antidote. I like to push it to the limit. Only 1 juvie left. Typically I would try to kill the purple Void Knight if I can, because he does the most damage of all these dudes. I try not to pot too much during this phase because it's pretty rough if you do, so try to pot up beforehand or just do minimal potting. Like throw like 3 or 4 in at a time and then continue to kill the Void Knights until they're all dead. And then you can pot afterwards. So here's his last poison phase here. You can attack him here because the Void Knights are done spawning. There will be no more Void Knights here. We pot up and finish him off. Rathma died. And Mendelin died. Easy peasy. Look at all these juvies we got left, folks. It's almost 2 belts of juvies left. And about a 12 minute 30 second run-ish. That's about my average. 12 minutes, 13 minutes is about my average on this build. Anyways, guys, I'm just going to run over the gear one more time. Just hover over the stuff so you guys can have it, beginning and the end. I've spent a lot of time collecting this gear. It takes a long time to make a tier 2, effective tier 2 farmer. And not only the build and the gear, but the practice to be able to do it efficiently and effectively without losing materials. But we've had a good season so far. We found 9 Uber items, 8 Rathma, and 1 Declone Helm. We've bricked 3 or 4 of those. We kept 2 of them, and then we sold the rest. Anyways, guys, that's the build. That's the fight. Let me know if you have any questions, and I'll see you on the next one.